Hey guys, it's Robyn, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I have got warm reviews on the Harvest Collection from Scentsy that is launching on September 1st. So the Harvest Collection is a 5-bar bundle that comes in this little gift bag. Super cute. The bag is reusable. And the bars you can get either in that 5-bar bundle or you can get them separately. You can put them in your regular 6-pack bundle and save if you don't want the little bag, or you can buy them just individually 1 bar at a time. Or you can throw them in your Scentsy Club, whichever you prefer. So all of the different ways of ordering are available for this particular collection. And again, September 1st for these. So I did cold sniffs on these a while back. They're on my channel somewhere here. And I have now warmed all 5 of these bars and I have warm reviews for you. So again, things are often either different on scent from cold to warm, or they just, you want to know how they perform as well. So now I have all that information. The first one I have here is Apple Spice Season. And this one's kind of, I think, the main bar of the collection, because this is the one that's also going to be available in the scent circles as well. So the notes on Apple Spice Season are juicy apple, harvest pumpkin, and sparkling spices. So I, on cold, get mostly apple spice here with just a tiny hint of pumpkin. On warm, this one really blooms. It's very beautiful. This reminds me of a kind of modernized, kind of finessed version of a couple other fall scents that we have that are much more traditional. This is like a traditional scent, but kind of just like tweaked a little bit. Really nicely done. So this one has, again, the apple, pumpkin, and the spices. On warm, I did 2 cubes of this in my office, and it has been about a medium strength, so about average strength. Longevity has been better than average because we are at the end of day 2 now, and we are still going strong. So I suspect this is going to be like a 2 to 3 day bar in my office, which means I would expect it to be like a 24-hour bar in my open layout. Typically my office holds on to wax a bit longer than the open layout. I'm excited to warm this in my open layout. This is a beautiful open layout scent. I don't know that it's going to be strong enough for the very largest open layouts, but for an average sized open space or a large room, I think this will be beautiful. One thing I noticed on warm is that the apple and the pumpkin balance beautifully on warm. So I almost get like a bit of a woodsiness, like a bit of a woodsy, like a cedarwood type note or something here on cold. And for the first few hours of the warm I did as well, it was like apple, cedarwood, and like gentle cinnamon spices. And again, gentle spices. There's nothing overly spicy here. But there is like fall spice. I think after that first few hours, the cedarwood or whatever woodsy note I'm smelling here, that went away and was replaced by this like very classic traditional pumpkin scent. So if you're thinking like 1990s home fragrance pumpkin, it's that pumpkin, like the Autumn Sunset pumpkin note. The pumpkin note from Autumn Sunset mixed with this very beautiful apple scent. The apple is kind of gently spiced. It reminds me of a little bit of Autumn Hearth in that way, but it's modernized. Autumn Hearth is a very classic traditional type spiced apple scent. This is like Autumn Hearth and Autumn Sunset from our fall winter catalog, which are coming back. This is modernized. This is those two. The spices here are just nicely done. Something about this again on warm reminds me of tea a little bit on the second day and going forward. Yeah, it just comes together really nicely. It's kind of got like a bit of a sweetness to it as well without being vanilla, without being bakery at all. It's got a little bit of woodsiness to it. It's got that apple, it's got that pumpkin in a nice balance on warm. Again, on cold, I didn't get the pumpkin. On warm, I would say it's a nice balance of pumpkin and apple. I would say it's like equal parts. Just really, really nice. Just really classic, really beautiful, very traditional, but still modern. I love what they've done here. Apple Spice Season's a winner. And again, performance, great longevity, and about an average strength. Yeah, at least a solid average strength. So really, really nice. That will definitely be a repurchase, probably a club bar for me. And that one I think is going to be pretty widely appealing. My husband liked this one too. He said it kind of reminded him of like a classic September, October type scent. He said he thought you could put this under anyone's nose in the early fall and they would love it. And I think that's probably pretty true. I think this is a very big crowd pleaser type scent, Apple Spice Season. The next one we have here is Sparkling Spiced Citrus. This is sparkling mandarin, black currant, clove bud, and raw sugarcane. So mandarin, black currant, clove, and sugarcane. And this one I get orange. This is orange with just a little bit of spice, but it's not like, they're saying clove, but don't be afraid. There's hardly any spice here. It's just a little bit, and I almost get more than just clove. Like I'm getting a little bit of a lot of the things that are in Mandarin Moon, which is a very wonderful bar that we used to have. It had like aromatic spices. It's not cinnamon. It's not like spicy nose tingling spices. It's aromatic. And that's the kind of spice profile I'm getting here. It's like aromatic mixed with this very juicy mandarin. Blackcurrant, I'm not really getting. I think it could be lending to the tartness of the orange. It's not a super sharp or tart or sour type scent though. And I'm not able to pick out currant on cold or warm. So on warm, this is very much one of those what you smell is what you get bars. It didn't change much over time. It is a beautiful, gently spiced orange. That's what it is, no more, no less, and it's beautiful. Yeah, I really love the mandarin here. It's a sweet mandarin. I think the sugar cane is making it a little extra sweet without being bakery or sugary. Yeah, it's just nicely done. It's a nice blend. Yeah, on warm, I did 2 cubes of this in my daughter's bedroom, and that's where we've got this. It is 24 hours in now, and it's starting to fade, but you can still smell it. So longevity is at least average. Strength, I would say average. I think it was about a medium, like a 5 out of 10. So nothing, it's not a boomer, but it's also not super weak either. I would say it's average. So it's an average performing bar all around, longevity and strength. The scent is very beautiful though. I think if anything, it probably reminds me of like a cross between, it's not as strong as Mandarin Moon and not as spicy as Mandarin Moon. I would say it's almost more like spiced orange harvest mixed with orange spice and everything nice from last holiday season. This is a little more spiced than orange spice and everything nice. That one had hardly any spice. This one has a little more than that, but not much more. I prefer the orange note in this. The orange note in orange spice and everything nice was a bit sharp, a bit aggressive. This one is a sweeter, brighter orange, very bright citrus. It's very lovely. Yeah, a bright, sweet orange here is what we have, but still has that tartness, probably from the currant. It's just nicely done. It's just nicely done. Average performer, very nice. Probably going to be a club bar for me. I think I will kick orange spice and everything nice out of my club for this one. So really nice, average performer. If you're a fan of those kind of classic orange spice scents, that one's going to be an absolute hit for you. There's no way, I can't see many people disliking sparkling spice citrus. It seems like a crowd pleaser as well. Cinnamon Woods. This is the one that I think is going to be one of the more controversial bars, but I think most people are going to enjoy this. And there it is. This one is Bartlett Pear, Cinnamon Bark, and Sugared Woods. Now, I love pear as a note. I'm not getting pear here. I don't smell the pear on cold or warm. So what I did with this was 4 cubes in my bedroom, 2 in one warmer, 2 in the other. And this one is, again, what you smell is what you get. I did not find this one changed much on warm. This is kind of a slightly sweet, but not overly sweet, woodsy type scent. It reminds me a lot of Caramel Chestnut, which was a holiday brick 2 years ago. If you liked Caramel Chestnut, this has the same woodsy note, that same, like, not smokiness, but like almost like an ember type note or like a smoldering type note. It smells like hot embers in a fireplace. I'm getting that here. Again, not smoke, not campfire smoke or anything like that, but like hot embers. And I think that's probably the spice, but it smells like hot embers to me. And a very sweet, very pretty woodsy note with a definite sweetness. There's almost like a caramel undertone here without being bakery, but there's almost like a praline or something here, like some kind of praline note wouldn't surprise me. But I'm not getting pear. Pear is nowhere to be found here. So if you don't like pear, don't worry about it. As long as you like sweet, woodsy, cozy type scents, this is going to be for you. This one is it would be a beautiful scent on a winter evening or a late fall evening close to Thanksgiving in the US, or, you know, when the leaves are off the trees but it hasn't snowed yet. This would be a great scent for then. Yeah, I like this a lot. Yeah, I think I prefer Caramel Chestnut from a couple years ago because I'm such a bakery person. I liked the extra sweetness from the caramel. This one still has quite a sweetness to it, and I'm not sure what it is. It reminds me of praline. There's a scent from Teddy Bees called Praline and Woods that I absolutely love. This reminds me a lot of Praline and Woods from Teddy Bees. So it almost has like a vendor type vibe to it. Again, with that cozy, the cozy notes, the sweetness, and the woods. Vendor blends tend to do a lot of like woods and sweetness together, and I feel like that's what this is. So I feel like they're kind of taking inspiration from vendor stuff here as well. and it's fantastic. It's very well done, like very well done. Performance on this has been 36 hours. It needs to come out now, but 36 hours is pretty respectable, better than average. And I'd say a 5 or 6 out of 10 in strength. So about an average strength, maybe slightly better than average, but probably about average. Really nice. This one will be a repurchase for me. Will it be a club bar? It would be if I didn't have caramel chestnut in my club already. Because I have caramel chestnut in my club, I will not club this one. But if you don't have caramel chestnut in your club, because it was available like a couple years ago, this is fantastic, like really, really good. And I think you could mix this with bakery, something like salted caramel toffee, or literally any bakery scent I think would mix well with this if you want to really amp up the bakery, because this is not a bakery scent. This is a woodsy scent. But it does have this like quality that makes it, it has a bit of sweetness, but I think it would lend itself well to bakery, if that makes sense. So really lovely. Cinnamon Woods, that one's a winner. The next one we have here is Berry Apple Shortbread. This was a white wax. This one is berry, lemon, clove, and vanilla. So this one I did a full bar in my open layout, and this was great. This was a like 12-hour type scent, so a little less than average longevity, but the strength was very, very good. I would say 6 out of 10, a little better than average. Yeah, this was great. I really like this. This is a buttery shortbread cookie. And that's what it is on warm too. This one did not change on warm either. This was a buttery shortbread cookie with lemon to it for sure. Very much a spring bakery or a late summer bakery to my nose. This one does not tend to lean cold months to me. As far as apple, my husband smells apple in this. I don't smell apple in this. Berry, less berry. What kind of berry would that even be? I'm not getting much berry. I'm getting like a lemon shortbread cookie with maybe a hint of like a blackberry jam or blackberry jelly filling. If I had to, I've said this before, and this is the same on warm too. Peak Friends cookies, the ones that are like the butter cookie with like the lemon custard center with the little dollop of like jelly candy or like jellied something in the middle, like berry. That's what this is. It's not like fresh berries at all. This is like maybe a hint of some kind of berry jam in the center of that cookie, but just a little tiny bit. It's like a lemon shortbread cookie. So if you're a fan of shortbread cookies, this is very similar to a shortbread cookie. The other thing this reminds me a little bit of is the Danbury shortbread scent from Bath & Body Works recently. Bath & Body Works did a Bridgerton collection earlier this spring, and it had a Danbury shortbread cookie scent. And this reminds me a lot of the Danbury shortbread scent, except this has a lemon note to it, and it's beautiful. I think I prefer this to Danbury shortbread. This is lovely. This will be a club bar for me. Again, this would be a no-brainer for a spring bakery or a late summer bakery for me. I love it. And actually, oh, they do have them. Okay. They're showing those cookies on the front here. So it's almost like a Linzer type cookie. Linzer cookies are more like almond flour. This is more like a shortbread butter cookie. So yeah, there we go. So there we go. That is Berry Apple Shortbread. Again, performance, it's not quite as long lasting as average, about average strength. Overall, very, very nice. Okay, here is the boomer of the bunch. This is like one of the strongest bars I think I've tried. As far as longevity goes, this is Peaks and Pines. Now this was my least favorite of the bunch on cold. Here it is. It's a pretty teal wax. The notes on this one are dewy greens, lavender, and cedarwood. So dewy greens, lavender, and cedarwood. Now, I mean, there is cedarwood. Dewy greens, the note Scentsy typically uses for dewy greens is like a leafy type note, and I'm not getting leafy here. I am getting pine tree here. Probably spruce. It is like a sweet pine. The other thing I'm getting here, lavender? I'm not getting lavender. Okay, so on warm, what this was insanely strong for one. This was like a 10 out of 10 strength. This, and I almost never, if you've been watching me a while, I hardly ever say 10 out of 10 strength. This is 10 out of 10 strength. If you have a large open layout or a crazy hard to scent space, here you go. Peaks and Pines, this is your bar. I hope you like pine trees because this will do it. Yeah, this is Nice though. So again, 10 out of 10 strength. Longevity on this, I gave up after 4 or 5 days. At that point, I was like, you know what? I have to warm other things. I need to test things. I got stuff to do here. So I took it out after like, I think 4 days. Might have been 5. It was an insanely long time. It went for ages. It went for a million years and a day. I think this is an eternal bar. I think you just put it in and it's just going to go for eternity. I don't think it dies. I think it just goes. So Peaks and Pines, it outlasted me. I couldn't keep it going for long enough to kill it. And strength was wildly strong. So this is very, very good longevity and strength. Probably the best I've tried. So again, I did 2 cubes in my office. And the 2 cubes, like, they wafted out of the office and like all around the house for a while. For the first day or two, you could smell it pretty much anywhere in the bedroom area of the house. And then by the 3rd and 4th day, later in the week, it was like still, I would say like a 7 out of 10 strength when you walked into the room. It was still very like front and center when you walked into the room. It never got below that. Like, it's an eternal bar. I don't know. So what I smell on warm was a sweet pine. As I didn't like it the first day. The first day it was too much. It was too pine. I don't like pine tree. I think if you did, you'd love it from day one. It was just a bit sharp for me that day. After that, we went into a sweeter pine, a little subdued, just a little bit. And I almost got like a citrus note here. And I don't think there's citrus in the notes. No, there's no citrus in this bar as far as the notes are concerned, but I smelled citrus on warm. It reminded me a bit of like sweet orange and evergreen, which I loved. That was a holiday bar scent, or I think a scent of the month we had a couple years ago around the holidays. It was really nice. I definitely get like a citrus note in this pine tree scent. And again, as far as they're telling us, there's no pine tree in here. They're saying it's dewy greens and cedarwood that I'm smelling, and I do smell cedarwood. That is like the trunk of the tree. I'm smelling that. But mostly it is like a spruce or pine tree type scent here. A sweet, sweet spruce or pine with a citrus edge that to my nose is reading probably orange or mandarin. I like it a lot. I didn't think I'd be saying that because I did not like this at all on cold. But on warm, I was blown away by the performance and I quite like the scent. As far as mixing with this, I don't think you could. It's so strong, it would overpower most things you put with it. And I don't know that I would mix with this because it does have that citrus edge already built in. I mean, you could try. I would just mix it with other tree scents probably, but that's me. I think this is one of those ones that would be very, very nice for wintertime. I would say November through February, somewhere in there. To my nose, that is winter rather than fall. But they do tend to like to give us a pine tree based scent in the fall. I noticed that. Last year we had Fall Into Love. This year it is Peaks and Pines. And Peaks and Pines is wildly strong. So that one is there. So out of these 5 bars, the only one I personally wouldn't repurchase is Peaks and Pines, despite the fact that it's an insanely strong performer, and I do enjoy the scent on warm. I just don't reach for pine tree scents much myself. If you like these types of scents, this is going to be a club bar for you because it is crazy strong, crazy long lasting, and good bang for your buck with wax. Because one bar, these 4 cubes, are going to last me eons because you only need a little bit. So it's going to be good bang for your buck. Peaks and Pines. Again, it gets great reviews from me. It's just I won't repurchase it again because I don't like pine tree scents enough to buy more of it. So Peaks and Pines, thumbs up for people who like pine tree scents. Cinnamon Woods I will probably repurchase. I really, really like that one. Not a club bar for me because I have caramel chestnut in my club, but I think this is going to be a winner for a lot of folks. If you like those kind of cuddly, cozy, woodsy scents with a bit of a sweet, cozy, like embery, almost like hearth type note to it, Cinnamon Woods is fabulous. If you're scared of cinnamon, cinnamon is in the name. There's not a whole lot of spice here. Like there is a cinnamon base, but it's not a spicy spice. It's really nice. Just very aromatic. So there's that one. Again, that will be a repurchase and I really, really enjoy it. And I think most people will like that. I do think if you don't like woodsy scents at all, that's probably going to be a skip. And if you really, really, really hate, not smoky, but like embery, warm, woodsy type scents, that one's probably going to be a skip for you. Sparkling Spice Citrus, crowd pleaser. I think that this would be a very giftable scent. I think most people would enjoy this. Most people love citrus scents. And there's such gentle spice here, I don't think it's going to offend anyone. So I think for a giftable scent, Sparkling Spice Citrus is fabulous. This would be a good hostess gift for your Thanksgiving dinners or your fall dinner parties or that sort of thing. That's really, really lovely. And this one I think could carry you through the holidays too. This one I think September through January would be really, really nice. I think this leans fall, but it could also very easily lean holiday. Then we have Apple Spice Season. This is fall in a bar. Oh, this one is so good. Yeah, this one is fall. I think August through November probably would be the time period for this one. I think up till American Thanksgiving, this one's fair game. Really, really nice. That one is a club bar for me. I love, 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 love that. And I actually wouldn't be surprised next year if they kick either Autumn Hearth and or Autumn Sunset in favor of this, because this is fabulous and it's like the modernized version of Autumn Hearth and Autumn Sunset. I love it. If you like either of those bars, you got to try it. There is Apple Spice Season. Berry Apple Shortbread. This is a very like August type bar to me, or a very March type bar to me. So Berry Apple Shortbread, I love this. This is a beautiful shortbread cookie. And it's hard to get a good shortbread cookie scent. You can actually smell the butter here and the flour and that lemon. It's beautifully done. So love that. That'll be a club bar for me too. As long as you like bakery scents and are okay with lemon bakery, this will be a win for you. So as far as a set, we have a winter leaning pine tree bar. We have a late fall, early winter leaning cinnamon, woodsy, smooth, gourmand, not quite gourmand, but like sweet, woodsy, delightful bar with pear that isn't actually there. There's that. We have the fall winter, very versatile orange scent, really, really nice. We have the fall in a bar classic Apple Spice Season. And we have the late summer, early fall Berry Apple Shortbread. So we have a nice range. So I feel like if you're gonna gift this scent to someone, or gift this set to someone, or order it for yourself, you have a little bit of a range here. We have stuff to warm now, and we have stuff to warm as we get into the winter months even. So if you're a person that doesn't melt a ton of wax, you have your bases covered here with these bars. So I like these. I'm gonna be clubbing a couple, well, I'm gonna be clubbing 3 of them. 3 out of 5 for club is a lot. So there are those. And again, warm reviews as far as like performance, I would say better than average for most of them. Berry Apple Shortbread, average strength, shorter duration, still respectable. Apple Spice Season, better than average duration and average strength. Sparkling Spice Citrus, average duration, average strength, very average across the board. Cinnamon Woods, average duration, better than average strength. And Peaks and Pines, holy moly, buckle up, because that one is powerful and crazy long lasting. And if you ever find the end of this bar, and it actually runs out of scent for you in the warmers, please let me know when that happens, because I don't have weeks to find out when that will be. So Peaks and Pines, again, you stick it in the warmers and it just goes for days and days and days. So there's that one. I would love to know in the comments below whether you have warmed these Harvest bars yet, and if so, what your favorites are. And also, if you haven't ordered these bars yet and you're waiting till September 1st, which ones are you most excited for? I know I was most excited for Apple Spice Season, and I was kind of like, where's the pumpkin on cold? But it did not disappoint on warm. It bloomed on warm, and I love it. So Apple Spice Season and Berry Apple Shortbread are probably my favorites of the bunch, and I would love to know what yours are and what you're most excited for in the comments below. Other than that, hope you guys are having a great week, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.